Hello everyone. So I'm going to be talking to you about systems and experiences. This is mainly for martial arts school owners, and I was exposed to the whole idea of the systems and experiences in early 90s when I came across the book called The Emyth by Michael Gerber, which is very popular. A lot of people have read it, but I went a couple of steps further. I actually went through the entire course, and there's a lot that I learned, and I wanted to share a couple of examples that really made a huge difference in me understanding systems and experiences. So in order to make that happen, I want to have you go through and experience yourself by just watching this. So my wife is a hairdresser, and so I'm going to use her as an example, and I want you to be really involved with me and putting yourself kind of going through this kind of a live story with me, right? Imagine you coming to my school, and actually no, imagine you live in an area, and you ask me, and you have maybe one of these students here, maybe you say, hey, you know what, I'm looking for a haircut, you recommend a place, and I go, hey, of course, are you kidding? The best is my wife, go see her. And so remember, you don't know her and she doesn't know you, right? But you going based on my recommendation, and you got to kind of twist this around, make it about your martial arts school, but the hairdressing experience serves this game of me explaining it a little bit better for you. So what happens is you go in, you call in, you make an appointment, and remember why you're going there for. And you're going there to get a great haircut. That's the purpose of you going there, right? So you go in, and when you show the day of the appointment, when you actually shows up, she's actually waiting for you at the door. So it'd be like, oh, hey, you must be Frank, and Fireboys told me all about you. Come on in. And you're like, wow, this is kind of cool. She, recognized me, was waiting for me. So you go in, and while you're sitting down, so she gets settled to kind of get you in, she offers you wine, which you find very surprising and pleasant, again, as an experience. And she washes your hair first, which is something usually for men, you don't do that. You just go get a haircut because you're not used to that. But she washes your hair first, gives you a best haircut you've ever had. And you pay her and everything, and you leave, and you're thinking to yourself, oh my God, that was the best thing ever happened. I got a great experience and great haircut. And you call me, you go, hey, Fireboys, that was awesome, man. That was one of the best experiences I ever had. So what happens, you go back next month. Well, next month when you go back, the story is a little bit different, because when you go in, she's kind of busy, so she doesn't really see you. So you go to receptionist, you go, hey, I'm so-and-so, and and you go in, and there's no wine. Nobody offers you any wine, so you wait, and again, she washes your hair and gives you a better haircut than the time before. Now remember, the original reason was you go there to get a haircut, and this haircut was even better than the last one. So you leave, you're like, oh great, this is great, So you go back, a month or two later for your third visit, and you call appointment. You go in, and she's really busy, right, this time, and so not only they don't recognize you, they're like, oh, she's really busy, so her assistant is going to wash your hair. So assistant comes and kind of washes your hair, no wine, and she's kind of busy, but she gives you a haircut better than the other three times you were ever there. So you come out going, hey, great, I look great, whatever. Then the fourth time happens, you go in, and what happened was no wine, and nobody asked you if you want to wash your hair, so they don't wash your hair. So she's kind of busy. She goes, do you mind if I not wash your hair today, because we're really busy and stuff, but I'm just going to cut your hair. So she cuts your hair, and the haircut is better than you've ever had before. Remember that, the main reason why you went to get a haircut, right? And you get a haircut, and you come out, and you'll never go back to her again. And the saddest thing is, you don't even know why. You literally, if somebody asks you, why are you not going back to her? You're not going to go, well, they didn't serve me wine like the first time. You know what I mean? You're not going to say, you don't even know why. And but what's so obvious is that something in that experience changed. And as us being school owners and instructors, it's really important for us to keep the experience the same, or even make them better every time. Remember, just like the haircut, the actual product, which was a haircut, got better every time, but the experience of getting it was different. So you can kind of relate to that about the way we welcome the students to our school, the way we deal with them, not necessarily the student, but with the child, or we deal with a parent, they deal with a mom or dad, or what experience do we create for them? And that's the one that we want to be, we want to make more predictable and more in control of. Because what happens is, I'm sure it happens to you sometimes, that I see students in the mall and they almost want to hide from me, like they don't want to come and say hello because they're ashamed, like, oh my God, they quit, they don't want to see me. But the saddest thing is, when I see them and I ask them, hey, what's happening? They're like, oh, they really don't even come and tell you exactly what happened, that they stopped. All they know is that they stopped. And it's simply because the experience of them being at the school, being in a class, changed. I'll give you an example. People try to be always, oh yeah, let's start the class different today. As an instructor, the teacher, we get bored. Students don't get bored. So as soon as an instructor, we get bored. We try to do something, be creative, and it's really important that we start and finish the class in a very predictable way. We want to have time in the middle where we be creative. You want to give a specific time, but you want to start the class like we start with silent meditation. Bow in silent meditation, because people find comfort in repetition, in structure. Right? We go back to structure. So we want to make sure at the end of the class they all finish the same way. We want students to come in and say hello and say goodbye, which is by itself a really, really powerful thing, which I'm going to do a whole separate video on. But I just want to kind of talk about that, so so the question is, what are we doing to create predictable and, more importantly, consistent experiences for our students, and what we're doing. So I'm going to leave you with that thought. I do have some solutions, which I'm going to talk about in the next video, but I just want to let you be and think about the experience that you have at your school. So thank you so much.